You wouldn't want to roll over out of bed, would you?
Oh, that makes you nervous, doesn't it? Just looking at it.
My stomach went.
Did it? Oh, dear. Well, Steve, did you ever collect anything when you were younger, if you remember?
Detentions?
Really? Did you?
No.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Autographs, cricketers' autographs.
Did you?
Yeah, W.G. Grace, that sort of thing.
Do you still keep them up in your attic?
I don't know, actually.
Well, according to this new book by a Bristol author and published in Somerset, there is money to be made from the stuff we collect. One man in our office who collects more stuff than most is Peter Rao.
There's a phrase we hear pretty much every day now, credit crunch times, and it's true. We've all got less money, houses are going up for sale everywhere, and times are really tough. But there's a locally based television presenter and journalist who's written this collectibles manual, and he reckons now is the time to start making some money. So I've come to my house here to get in a very hot and sticky loft and see what junk I can turn into cash. But first of all, what sort of things do you collect?
I collect bus tickets for some strange reason. All my old bus tickets, I just collect them.
I like to collect glass and china, in particular. I quite like carnival glass.
When we were kids, we always collected cigarette cards, yeah. Seen anybody smoking, first thing you'll do is say, got any cigarette cards, mister?
And here is my loft, which is very hot today. This is Jamie Breese, who wrote the book.
Hello.
So why did you want to put so many collectibles in one place? Because it's fair to say it's not antiques, is it?
That's right, I mean, there's a very broad church when it comes to collectibles. Usually items made in the last 100 years or so.
And I've got what I think is a lot of junk up here. Like, for example, look, old games machines. I would never throw out a games machine.
You are a classic hoarder in the very best sense of the word. I mean, you look after the objects of the past.
There's old Fat Eric or whatever he was called. Yeah.
I mean, this is a classic example of, quite a cult item, from a few years ago. Well publicised and mass produced, but who has got one in the original box in great condition?
I tell you what, if somebody made this game again, I reckon this would be big news. You get a golf course, and you get your little Arnold Palmer here, and you put your golf club in there, and you literally play a round of golf with Arnie.
Really unusual mechanical toy. It's complete. He's even got the packaging. This is certainly not a car boot item, and you could sell this at your local auction house, or possibly even a toy auction if you grouped it with some of the other little charity.
Right, I know you brought some of your stuff. We'll go downstairs, have a look before it gets any hotter up here.
It's hot.
And let me show you the rest of my very sad collection. But actually, it's not just you and me who can make a few quid from the junk in our attics. Our local charity shops can benefit too.
The item that's been forgotten and neglected, left up in the attic, is a potential gem for us. I mean, just to give you an example, very recently someone donated a rare edition Winnie the Pooh book, which we sold for £700.
That's fantastic.
Superb. And again, you never know what gems are in your attic.
The original script from Ocean's 12, signed by all the cast.
Very interesting indeed.
Really?
And a really great bit of movie memorabilia, especially with all the signatures there as well. That's certainly something you'd want to auction.
Scratch played off a guitar, signed by all of you two.
You two. And again, great bit of sort of rock and roll memorabilia. Big bands are U2, Stones, Beatles, Hendrix, Madonna, Elton John, Fleetwood Mac even. This is a real little smorgasbord of different items which I've kind of picked out from over the years, which give a kind of an indication of what you may have at home. And just before you do chuck it or car boot it or take it down to a charity shop, do have a little think. I paid £3.50 about 10 years ago for this. I do have the box and the manual, and it was in mint condition at one point. And a year ago on a well-known auction site, it sold for about £850.
Wow. Badges, button badges, still collectible?
Yeah, very much so. Part of the kind of the iconography of the 70s and the early 80s. Everyone had badges. Star Wars, cult film.
Can I show you my collection of badges?
Yes, please, mate.
Take you outside.
Old grey whistle test.
That's right.
From the 70s, presumably, or early 80s.
I mean, these are what we will have lying around the house.
If you want to make some cash and realise it from what you've already got, then consider the online world. Take good photographs, several different perspectives, put them online, put a reserve on there so it doesn't sell for nothing. Or with more valuable items, take them down to your local auction house. And if it's something really special, like some of your signed items, particularly the U2 memorabilia, etc., then that could be one of the larger London auction house sales.
Surprised Peter's got room for any furniture.
I know, he's got a lot of stuff there, hasn't he? It's all his gadgets.
How many times do we complain that not enough made